Alright, so what's up guys, Peter here. You guys know that 2K came out with their new shooting update today, and that's probably all you guys have been hearing about 2K17. Like, everybody's been complaining about it, and I didn't want to do that for my video. I mean, you guys have probably heard a lot from other YouTubers, but what a lot of people don't know is that all of these shooting updates are testing for NBA 2K18. So I wanted to talk about a little bit about what all of this could mean for 2K18, what it can mean for the archetypes, as well as some other stuff in NBA 2K18 that we can expect, and that would be a great addition to the game. So make sure you guys smash that like button down below, see if we can hit 500 likes on this video. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe for more daily content. I think we're on like an 8-day upload streak now. I'm really grinding, and we're really close to 35k, so thank you to everybody that subscribed. Let's get right into it. So before we start talking about 2K18, leave me a comment down below on some things that you would want to see in the game, especially after all of these patches, and just everybody's just been complaining about the game lately, especially considering that 2K has been lying to us a lot. So let me know what you want to see in 2K18 in the comment section. I guess you could call this sort of a wish list series, but it's going to be like a realistic wish list. It's not going to be like, oh yeah, we should have cars in 2K18 or something like that. So speaking of this new shooting update, let's talk about this new archetype system for next year. So I talked a lot about this on Twitter, and the reason why we're getting all of these updates is because everybody is complaining, right? And then people are just like, oh, if we would just stop complaining, they would stop ruining the game. But that's not the case, because with this archetype system, it's impossible for nobody to complain, because everybody is so limited and everybody wants to be able to do everything. So if they make the glass cleaners not be able to shoot like stretch bigs anymore, the glass cleaners are gonna get mad, like, oh, we should be able to do this, because at the end of the day, they don't care about the game itself, how balanced it is. Obviously, they have that bias towards whatever archetype they have, and they just want to be able to do as much as they can and be as overpowered as they can. Whereas the stretch bigs, they actually want to have an advantage. They were like, oh, well, glass cleaner can shoot just as well as us, we should still have an advantage. And that's when you get the stretch bigs mad, and it goes like that for pretty much everything in the game. Like, oh, if playmakers can speed boost but sharpshooters can also speed boost, I think they should change that, or just the shooting or something like that. I mean, everybody's been complaining this year, and it's resulted in 12 patches and like 5 or 6 shooting updates in like the past 2 weeks, something ridiculous like that. And all of those have been like kind of seeing what we like for 2K18, but the problem isn't the shooting, it's the archetype system. Everybody is so limited, and that makes everybody complain. So it does look like 2K is going to put an archetype system into next year's game. If you look at how they've been going about with this whole player build system, in NBA 2K15 we didn't have play styles, so everybody just had kind of the same player as long as they had the same height and weight. Then in 2K16 you had like the different play styles, inside outside balance, so that's 3 different. And then this year you have like, I think 5, well, I mean, it really depends on the position, but there's like 9 archetypes or something like that. So you have a lot of different things you can choose from. And going along that trend, they're definitely going to put an archetype system in next year's game. Obviously, it makes a lot more money. But if they want to do that, they have to execute it well. Now, it is a good idea. I like the idea of the archetype system, but I mean, just the way they used it this year just wasn't good. I think they just went a little too money hungry with it and made everybody really limited. Like, I remember at the beginning of the year, in case you guys didn't know, that 2K just completely lied to us about our overalls. And if you were to put the same stats of a 92 overall my player into just like a regular created player, it would be like an 82. So they limited us so much that they had to lie about our overalls. And it makes sense. I mean, the archetype system is really unrealistic. There's nobody like 99 overall in the NBA, which after this patch can't shoot, lockdowns can't shoot like that anymore, that can't speed boost or like can't dribble very well. And I mean, all they can really do is play defense. And I mean, they can kind of shoot minis and they can dunk just as well as everybody else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, their only real strength is defense. And there's nobody considered 99 overall, which is like only Michael Jordan, that's like that. So they can be able to do everything. I think if they're like planning to do this archetype thing next year, they have to do it right. They have to make us less limited. So a lot of people were talking about, oh yeah, primary, secondary, tertiary. So for example, I could be primary playmaker, secondary sharpshooter, tertiary lockdown. So my main strength would be dribbling, I guess. Second strength would be shooting, and then I could play pretty good defense. That would be pretty complicated, but I think regardless, they just have to allow us to do a lot more with our players. Like last year, I had my 6'7" outside point guard to end the year off, and I could do everything. I could dribble like as well as any other point guard, so I could speed boost. Well, I couldn't speed boost because they took out speed boosting, but I mean, I could do momentum. I could do everything like that. I could play, everybody could actually play defense extremely well. I mean, everybody could max out their defense, and it wasn't like there was only one archetype that could really play really good defense. And that's another complaint. The defense is really bad in this game. I could play defense. I could, even as an outside point guard, have contact dunks and still dunk on people, and I could get layups to go in, and of course I could shoot. And I think that's a reason that a lot of people still like NBA 2K16. It's because it's a lot more fun to just play with a player that can do a lot more than just one or two things. And yeah, so if they were to go with this new archetype system next year, not necessarily like the whole primary secondary thing, but just good enough archetypes to where you don't have to lie about our overalls, and that we can't, like, we don't have to be so limited to the point to where everybody's always complaining about the game. Now, a couple minor things I want to see in my park other than like the archetypes being changed that would make the game a lot better. I know you guys would really like this as well. First of all, I think we should be able to buy stuff on the spot without doing that glitch. That would be really nice. I don't see how it's bad that you can buy stuff on the spot. Or I don't see what the benefit is of just not letting us do that. We couldn't in 2K16, and in 2K17 you have to do like a glitch, so I think we should be able to just do that without a glitch. And then also, the servers are a lot harder to fix than this, because one of the problems with the servers, obviously they still have to fix them, is that the lagouts are losses. Technically you didn't lose the game. I mean, 2K probably just gave you, oh, problems have been encountered, or they just gave you a countdown or something. It's usually not your fault. I mean, obviously if you just quit out of the game, or if you just turn off your PS4 or Xbox or whatever, that should be a loss. But I feel like if 2K just straight up lags you out of the game, especially with like Park After Dark this year, I don't think it should count for a loss. It just doesn't make sense. And a lot of people do care about their record, especially now that everybody can see them. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, I'm sure you guys would really like this, is a badge progress bar. Everybody's been talking about this. It was requested for NBA 2K17. We didn't end up getting it. We did get the whole like rep bar with the percentage. That was really cool. But I think there should be a badge progress bar. It would tell you, not during like while you're grinding, but at the end of every game. Or you could actually just try to find it. Like, there should be a feature where you can find it in like the settings. There is some badges that you can do that for with accolades, but I think there should be a badge progress bar that shows how far you are from getting a certain badge. Now, whether they have Hall of Fame badges next year, whatever badge system they have, I think we'd all really like a badge progress bar in 2K18. Not necessarily while you're playing the game, because that'd be getting it, like, say you did a play that counted for like 4 badges. I mean, that would get really annoying. But say you were in the middle of the game, you could go to the pause menu, you can be like, oh yeah, view badge progress or something like that. Then you could view all the badges and like how far you were from getting them. And then at the end of every game, it would show like, okay, you were this many assists from Dimer, you got this many assists this game, or something like that. I think that'd be really cool, because grinding badges, I mean, a lot of people don't like it because they don't know how far away they are or how many games they still have to play to get whatever badge they're going for. And that can get pretty annoying. And I've had a lot of badges, especially this year, where like I got it once and it was pretty quickly, and then I went for it the second time and it just took forever. I think a lot of people would grind for badges more if they had that. Like, imagine if we didn't even have a rep bar. Not only like we wouldn't have the percentage, but we wouldn't have the rep bar. It would make people play the game a lot less. And I think a lot of people would be more open to just making more players, grinding for more badges, if they knew how far they were from getting all the badges that they needed. So that's about it for this video. I am going to be doing a lot more wishlist videos like this in the future. I don't think all of them are necessarily going to be this long, but I mean, especially with this new shooting update, especially with this whole new archetype system thing, this was a pretty long video. But like I said, just leave me anything you'd want to see in 2K18 in the comments below. You guys have really good ideas. I'm just one person, and I'm going to be replying to a lot of you guys as well. I would ask how you guys are liking the new shooting update, but I mean, I already know how everybody kind of feels about it at this point, just looking on Twitter. But again, make sure you guys smash that like button and subscribe if you are new to the channel. We're really close to 35K, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.
sad soul.